Man, do I love living in the future. I love that I can just go onto Kickstarter and look up all these awesome independent games and find physical releases on classic consoles that I love to collect for. What's going on, everyone? I am Jay, the channel of Square Pegs, and today we are looking at a very special game. There's a new Kickstarter active right now for a game from Kanji Studios published by MegaCat called Roniu's Tale. Let's take a look. So our story starts with Roniu being dissatisfied with his life and wanting more from his existence, and when he sees a flash of light over the city wall, he knows that this is his call to adventure. Of course, Roniu's a bit impulsive, so he doesn't really think that part through and jumps over the wall, and down the magic hole he goes to plummet into a dungeon of dread, doom, and despair. But there he met a little girl, the ghost of a little girl, in fact, who told him she had been prisoner in the dungeon for a very long time, and that she believed he was the only way she could escape if he collected all the orbs and all the keys on every floor. So our intrepid hero and his ghost friend delve deep into the dungeon to save himself and save her. Available now to back on Kickstarter is the brilliant Roniu's Tale, a beautiful, independent NES title. Having already reached its initial backing goals, Roniu's Tale offers a series of tiers that you can select from, starting at $1 all the way up to the amazing $200 limited edition tier. The tiers offer everything from a ROM download at $10 to a physical cartridge at $40, a full color box containing the cart and the manual at $60, all the way up to tiers including statues. And backers can get exclusive Kickstarter rewards including a comic book with the game's prologue, the OST on vinyl, and even have their name included in the credits alongside their own custom pixel character. It's got an ambitious series of stretch goals as well, with the campaign already having achieved its first 2 levels. And with a second series of limited edition carts at $25,000 in backing, which is within punching distance right now, at last check they were over $20,000 backed, and a Nintendo Switch version of the title at $45,000. And with 28 days to go in the campaign, it's more of a question of when those stretch goals are reached and not if. So real quick, I want to talk about Kanji Studios. They are an independent game development group comprised of industry veterans from Brazil. This is a passion project. This is something they're truly excited about creating. The Kickstarter campaign video features an interview with developer Fabio Florencio, and he goes over why this is such a passion project for them and how excited they are to be able to bring this to us. I love looking in the background on interviews like this because you can actually really see the influences that they take in and that make them want to create great games. Having books from Neil Gaiman, having Ticket to Ride and Santorini on the shelf behind them that are awesome board games just make me so excited to play more of this game. Now, the game features 43 different levels that have a ton of different mechanics on each of them. You're going to be mastering different ways to traverse, different powers, and it is inspired by classics like Solstice and Solomon's Key, but it brings a unique look to the puzzle action genre with tons of enemies, amazing powers, and a dungeon that just wants nothing more than to keep you prisoner. MegaCat sent me a press kit, which you guys are seeing here now, and the kit included a thank you letter for looking at the game, a MegaCat sticker, and a black Kickstarter test cartridge containing the demo ROM. Now I'm playing the ROM on my Retron 5 with scan lines turned on to give it that true NES aesthetic, and the game is about as straightforward as it gets. And therein lies its brilliance, really. The game is a simple pathing puzzler, where you're collecting jewels and keys in order to escape each floor. But the twist lies in the fact that you have to manage not only the correct path to follow, but also ensure that the ground that falls out from beneath you as you walk leaves you with a path to the stairs out of the level, and you have to avoid the monsters, and manage all your powers, and not walk off the edge to plummet to your doom. It's a challenge, but it's the right kind of challenge. It's an NES hard kind of challenge. It's truly refreshing to play something new for the NES and appreciate the work a developer puts into their passion projects. The look of the game is lovely. It's got a gorgeous 8-bit design that is both reverent to its influences as well as setting its own foot firmly down to make its own visual impact. The sound of the game is also incredible, with a magical soundtrack that adjusts and changes for each floor of the dungeon you're on, adding ambiance and mood to each level. From a gameplay perspective, the game is, like I mentioned, a challenge. There's a learning curve here that you'll figure out as you go. In its current state, I don't have an instruction manual, so I'm sure things would be a bit more apparent with that in hand, but trial and error led me to learn that there are no borders to the stages. You will walk right off the edge of a platform. You'll have limited ammo for attacking, and you'll learn how to use those powers and abilities to make traversal through the levels easier. When I first played, I didn't actually realize that I could attack and kill enemies, so I kept trying to sneak by them and kept dying. The game is significantly more fun and easier when you realize you can attack. It is a truly wonderful game, making full use of modern development methodologies, but still observing the game's traditional influences, which, like I mentioned, they call out as Solomon's Key and Solstice, but I gotta be honest, I have a bit of a hint of Adventures of Lolo here as well. This is a nostalgic, challenging throwback to the games of my childhood, and I truly, truly love it. So yeah, when MegaCat reached out and said that they would like to work with me on this and actually give me a press kit, kind of taken aback by that. This is the first time anything like this has ever happened to me. So first off, thank you so much to MegaCat for allowing me the opportunity to do this. I'm still kind of on cloud nine. Like, being able to get this in the mail and actually have a physical cart in my hand and be able to tell you guys how incredible this game is and how strong of a game it is, even though it is incredibly difficult and there is a steep learning curve, is awesome. Thank you again to MegaCat for allowing me the opportunity to do this. I'm honestly, I'm so happy and I'm so appreciative that you guys saw fit for me to do this. Sorry, I'm babbling a little bit here. This is an incredibly strong game, guys. It is very hard, it is incredibly ambitious, and there is a lot of difficult challenges in the game that you are going to have to master as you play, but the game is wonderful. I strongly urge you guys to check the link out. There's a link in the description below if you want to check the campaign out. There are a ton of great tiers that you can choose from with affordable options all the way from $10 up to $200. There's some great stuff in there. $10 gets you the ROM for the game, and it is spectacular. I strongly urge you guys to check it out because the game is wonderful. That's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and for checking the video out. And hey, if you dig this one, please stick around, check the channel out, kick the tires on it, give it a subscription, and check out the Roniu's Tale Kickstarter. I strongly urge you guys to do this. Until next time, guys, I have been Jay. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me today as we look at this awesome Kickstarter campaign. Until next time, remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.